Greetings, Inquisitors. I'm glad you found this holocron. Going to be a lot of fun stuff today. Got some Grand Arena to do. Got some interesting questions from the Discord that we're going to try to answer. Or at least I'll answer and see if we got any comments from the chat. Maybe they can make the answers even better. Darth Loquitur, who's your favorite Sith Master? Darth Loquitur, of course. Got to pick yourself, right? Or do you mean a real character, an actual Star Wars character? That's tough. That's tough. There's a lot of good bad guys. Obviously, Palpatine is the pretty quintessential Sith in that regard, right? He's powerful, sneaky, manipulative, knows what he's doing, powerful in the Force. Plus he gets to zap people with lightning, so that's pretty good. I don't know, there's a lot of interesting Sith characters out there. The Triumvirate's pretty cool. Of course, Darth Revan was pretty cool in the Knights of the Old Republic. The idea that you get to pick whether you want to be a good guy or a bad guy is intriguing. Yeah, so there's been a lot of interesting stuff. I'm not enough of a Star Wars fan to know like every Sith that's out there. So there's probably some, random, Darth Bane stuff that would make him the coolest Sith ever that I'm supposed to say. But I don't know. From the movies and stuff, probably Palpatine. Because he's bad. He's good. He's good at being bad, and he never dies. Even at the end, he gets killed like for the 28th time or whatever it's going to be. And maybe he's still not dead. Who knows? Still living on with all the rest of the Sith. Nabokovfan likes Dooku. Maul. I don't like what they did with Maul. I don't like the whole, hey, let's bring back Maul with mechanical legs in the Clone Wars. I don't know. That's a stretch. That's desperate. They created an iconic character. The visual imagery on Maul was just so great. And I don't know how many people didn't know what to expect, but I didn't know what to expect. And the first time Maul pulls out that dual-bladed lightsaber and ignites the other side, that's iconic, right? Like that's eye-opening. People are like, oh my God, that's cool. But they killed that character off, right? They traded him for Qui-Gon Jinn, right? So one good guy for one bad guy. Leave it at that, Don't bring back half of a Darth Maul and pretend like he's a great character. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of that. Maul's Clone War arc is what makes me appreciate him way more as a character. No, I like what they did with him in Clone Wars. I wouldn't have brought him back. They could have created a new character like Savage. They created Savage. That was cool. They didn't need to stretch so hard as to bring Maul back. Rogue One Maul is a missed opportunity. I don't know about that. My personal favorite is Traya and Kreia, a well-written character. Yeah, I like Traya. Do you like Kreia? You like the Kreia version where she's like trying to be a good guy, trying to help out? I don't know. I always got the feeling she was going to stab me in the back anyway. Maul killed the guy who trained Batman and Kenobi. May I ask your real-life profession, being an engineer myself? Yeah, I'm a chemical engineer. And, pretty early on in my career, I had the opportunity to make the move over to management. And I figured out that what makes you a good manager does not make you a good engineer. And you can't engineer people like you do projects. So I've had the learning curve on both sides of that, trying to, be a good problem solver and project manager and get things done in that way. And I've also had to learn a lot about management and leadership. And I do combine both, like in the PowerPoint presentations. That's just my style. I've got to figure out what it is that I want to say in a lot of cases. And the PowerPoints, help me organize my thoughts ahead of time. And I say a lot less dumb stuff if I know what I'm going to say. So, yeah. If you enjoy Sith, you will enjoy studying actual philosophy. There's a ton of overlap. Yeah, Lucas was very well read, and he took a lot of the imagery and like the icons, whatever you want to call it, from historical lore, from the Spanish Inquisition, from the medieval, banners and stuff like that. So there's a lot of imagery and religious overtones in the whole thing. But then, I mean, if you all are fans, you've probably listened to the Star Wars interviews with George Lucas and how he came up with all this stuff. But he really wanted to make like an epic, heroic Western in space. And just a lot of clever stuff that he did to make it unique, but at the same time pulling from all kinds of proven techniques. And even if you look at the original trilogy, it's a very established style of a trilogy. You have the first part where the heroic people, have some kind of victory. The first act, at the end of the first act, our heroes are doing well. And then the second act is when the heroes get, beaten down almost into oblivion. And by the end, they're, heading for the hills, or, it's the tragedy. The second act is the tragedy. And then the third act is where they overcome all the odds and end up, victorious in the end anyway. And the first three movies really do take that. And I think that's why a lot of people like The Empire Strikes Back as one of the best movies, because it is the tragedy of the series, and it's where the Empire gets to come back and show their might and send the rebels packing. So, yeah, it's interesting. All right. Krea's not really a good guy, though. Yeah. It's an interesting character. I like her better just as the evil Traya, though. Kind of the floating lightsabers doing everything with force is really a neat character as well. The reason we study philosophy is the same reason episodes 1 to 3 are so slow and talkative. Episodes 1 to 3, I think they tried to put in too much story, and I don't know. I think the grand scale of the adventure was kind of cut short by the need to go back and explain all kinds of things. So it's interesting, but yeah. I think I would have done the prequels a little bit differently. I think there would have been, I don't know if I would say less of the backstory of Vader, but certainly the Vader as a kid thing would have been much more short and to the point, and then advanced on into the future. And there would have been a lot more focus on the turn from light side to dark side. All right, we had some questions in Discord. We've got a few viewers in here. Let's go ahead and get started with some questions. One of them was about Gideon as a character. And, Gideon is a monstrous kit. When you look at his kit, you go, wow, there's really a lot of stuff there, right? And demoralize is a crazy good skill. So if you just say, okay, is Gideon a character that I can use as a flex character? Can I stick him in somewhere that is not a trooper team? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. He has a lot of interesting uses. One of my favorite uses with Gideon is with a bounty hunter team. He is, I believe, the fastest non-GL character. He's like 198. So you can make him ridiculously fast. This demoralize, minus 50% offense, crit chance, crit damage. So one of the teams that he works well on, you can put him in this team of bounty hunters where you just use him to strip off the initial turn meter, and he gets assists from himself only. But this team, like you take this Aura Singh team in here, but instead of Boba Fett, you put Moff Gideon here. Against the Skywalker team, he drains their turn meter. That puts your bounty hunters ahead. They can get the contract, and Mando can vaporize Skywalker before he ever gets to take a turn. The rest of the 501st are still pretty dangerous, and you can even lose to the rest of the 501st with that team. But you will get Skywalker. You'll be able to annihilate him with Mando's skill. So that's a team that I use him in a lot. And then in the Conquest game mode, when I was in hard mode, there were a couple of those quests where you had to kill 3 characters at once that are ridiculously hard to do because you need to take your time with the characters to get their lives all leveled out and then kill them. But in order to do that, you need to live long enough to make that work. So you can take in a team like Traya with Vader, and then or something like Palpatine with an area effect, and then you put Moff Gideon in there, and you just knock down the opponent's damage so that you can get enough turns to get the feed off. So he can be used just strictly for the demoralized skill. Just plug and play him as the 5th character in any team, cut the damage down a bunch, and just leave it at that. First live stream, just joined the Discord. Fantastic videos to help new players. Hey, cool, thanks. Nice. That's very close to Kaiser Soze. That's one of my favorite movies, The Usual Suspects. Love that movie. All right. Likes. We got 26 likes. We could definitely do better. Darth Loquitur, Arva has a level 1 Veers and nothing else for his troopers. He wants you to have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren basic, and you're thinking once he hits Relic 5 on the troopers, you can't say no. No, man, you can't offer to bet me something that you want. It has to be something you don't want, because I don't want that. I don't want that Zedon SLKR. It has to be something like, I'll relic a couple Ewoks or something like that. That might impress me. But taking a character that you want anyway and putting him at Relic 5, that doesn't qualify. Why is my Bosk able to get gear 11 at 80, but my Kylo Ren Unmasked needs to be level 85? Getting Bosk to gear 10 was expensive, but gear 11 is so cheap, I'm confused. So characters, there are some characters like that have a very greedy level somewhere in their build. I think there's a level on 5s that's like that, where he needs like a stun gun, a stun cuff, 2 Carbantes, and something else. And then the next level is like all gear that you'll just have stacked up from playing the game, and it feels easy. And you're like, wow, okay, well, that level was easy. There are a few characters out there which they can get all the way up to gear 12 without needing to be 7 stars. So that's pretty rare. Most of the gear at gear 12 requires you to be 7 stars, but there are a few characters out there that you can gear 12 at lower stars, which is cool. I think they should allow that. I don't think you should have to have your characters at 7 stars to get gear 12. Gear 13 I would agree with, but gear 12, just let people have that. That doesn't have to be that hard. Tanks are notorious for needing a lot of Carbantes and stun guns. Yeah, I could agree to that. Relic 8 Cup. Yeah, some people have Relic Cup. AP Gaines loves his cup. Yeah, I don't know. It'll have to be a pretty good offer. You're going to find another way. Typically, older characters are easier to gear. That's true. Some of the newer characters they've come out with are pretty ridiculous. And I think the thing that really puts the newer characters over the top is they need multiple chirotechs at multiple levels. And that, somebody had said once a long time ago that Chirotechs were made to help relieve the pressure of needing all those stun guns and Carbantis, so they made a new type of gear to spread it out and make it less painful. But those Chirotechs are painful. That's more gear that's harder to get than some of the other gear that was already a problem. So, all right. So another question that we had was about Malak and how to spend galactic power on the Old Republic. And do we want to put Zetas on Canderous or Karth? Now, I'm a fan of Canderous. I have seen him in certain scoundrel teams be devastating. That character can dish out some serious damage. So if you want to put some gear onto Canderous, I would agree with that. I've seen a lot of teams where people try to build Canderous and like a Mission and Zalbar and make a team that's doing a whole lot of damage over times. And those teams never work. They get soloed by the old school Kylo Ren masked. It's not an issue. They just get destroyed. So I don't know. I would put a lot into Bastila. I don't mind HK. A lot of people are saying now not to put HK into the Darth Revan team. That's fine. I mean, even if you kick him out of the Darth Revan team, you can do a HK-led droid team with Grievous or with other droids. So to me, HK is still a solid character. So I wouldn't have any fear about putting gear on HK and Bastila Fallen. I really wouldn't invest that much in Karth. Canderous, if you're going to use him in a scoundrel team, yes. Otherwise, do try to complete those events without putting Zetas on those characters at least. That's my thought. Gearing them up isn't that big of a deal. It isn't that bad. But putting Zetas, like putting Karth Zeta on or Zeta on Canderous, I do not believe that I would put on the Zeta. If people feel differently, let me know. Say something over here in the chat for the comments and let me know what you think. You can keep Karth at Gear 10 with the Zeta. Is the Karth Zeta needed, do you think? I mean, if you get a high enough level Bastila, Sean, Fallen, and HK, you don't need the Zeta on Karth, right? Or do you? I'd put gear on Canderous and Zeta on Karth. It says Arva. Since you mentioned Kylo Ren masked, will his damage start to impress me? When will he start to impress me? His damage seems to be trash. That depends on how you look at things. If you play the game at relic levels, he is not going to impress you. I don't know. I think the character is good, but it's not ridiculous. But he can solo a lot of stuff because of the way that he interacts with damage over times. If the opponent has a damage over time team, you pretty much don't care. If it's a bunch of characters that have small damage, like Phoenix or whatever, you don't care. He's just going to do what he does all day. And that's where Kylo Ren mask shines, is he just goes in there, does area effect damage over and over and over again, and can soak a ridiculous amount of small hits because he just gains all of his life and protection and everything back as fast as they can take it away. You have to be careful not to take him in against a team that can stick the buff immunity or the healing immunity. If you get healing immunity on him, he'll go down just like any other character. So that's kind of my thoughts on him. I don't think he'll ever be the character that you go, wow, oh, that's awesome. He's not a Nest, Nest can solo, he can solo. Nest is like almost broken how good her kit is. And Kylo Ren masked is one of those, yeah, I can use him in certain circumstances. The Karth Zeta is on his lead. You can use it in GAC. Yeah, you can, but it's not great. So somebody says their Old Republic are useless except for Canderous. Kylo Ren mask does more damage when he suffers damage, so teams that apply a lot of damage over time ramp his damage up. Yeah, so that's where he shines. And against, if somebody has a really low-level Mon Mothma team or something like that, where they're just tickling him the whole time, then he can go crazy on them too. Does the Karth team still work as a back wall? I mean, a lot of these teams like Ewoks, Old Republic, Phoenix, those teams can be used on defense. You're not going to hold anything. All it does is it forces your opponent to take some, mid-level character that's actually decent and throw in there. But those teams, they're easy to beat. They stay easy to beat. They're a throwaway defense. So you put them back there just to take up something and you not have to put a better team on defense, I guess. So, no, I don't think that those teams do very well. The Karth team is kind of Phoenix 2.0. It's a team, and super early game when people don't have good characters, yeah, it'll hold its own. It's a rough team. But as soon as people have a Vader or a Kylo Ren masked or anything like that that can just go in there and, wipe up that whole team on their own, then their value plummets very quickly. Suffice to say, if you put enough in to defeat the event, yes. If you're putting in a whole bunch to make a good character out of Karth and Nasty, I don't think that's the right idea. If you're going to use Canderous in a Scoundrel team with Queel, for example, then Canderous actually gets enough health and protection from Queel that he can survive, and he gets extra damage, and he just goes off like a nuclear missile. So in that case, yes, I would invest in Canderous. All right, another question that we had was on Ewoks. How do I minimize bloat with Ewoks? And that is a super simple question to answer. You don't. There's nothing you can do. When you go for C-3PO, you got to build the Ewoks. You got to get them to 7 stars. And the Zeta, I don't have all this stuff memorized, but you need the Zeta on Chief Chirpa, I think, or something like that, or maybe it's Wicket. But you probably need at least 1 Zeta on the Ewoks, and you just got to build them up big enough to beat the event. There's no way around it. So you're probably going to pull about 60,000 galactic power worth of Ewoks, and it's just what it is. Once you decide you need that C-3PO, I don't think there's any way around it. I haven't seen anybody come up with anything where, like, if you relic Wicket, you can leave the other guys at really low level or some crazy thing like that. I don't think it works like that. I think you just got to invest in the Ewoks and live with it. Chirpa Zeta, yes, it is enough. Yep. Okay. My main fleet is Executrix with Geos, but eventually I want to swap over to a Galactic Republic fleet with Mace. I have the Vulture Droid 5 stars, but I don't know if I should keep working on him, and I don't want to overinvest. Don't do it. So if you're working on Executrix with Geos, build the Hyena Bomber, build the Vulture Droid, and go straight into Malevolence. Unless you already have Anakin and Ahsoka and 5s in your plan to relic those characters and build their ships, and you've already started building those ships, don't. Just go for the Malevolence as your main fleet, and I would not use Endurance as any fleet. If you want to build the Galactic Republic and get them ready for your negotiator when you get it, I would much rather put them under Home 1. I understand that there is synergy between the Endurance and the Galactic Republic fleet, but the Endurance is a pretty terrible capital ship. I don't like much of anything about that. Whereas Home 1 can be used as your capital ship until you get a negotiator for a long time. And then additionally, when you need a third fleet, you can put almost anything under the Home 1 because of the assists and the mechanics that it has. It's a very good capital ship for, just a generic group of ships to be your third fleet. So that's the options I would use. Thanks for the help. Kind of sucks that I need to waste a bunch of galactic power on Ewoks. It's why I don't have C-3PO on my main account. I can just never bring myself to spend all of that stuff just for a C-3PO character that it's good, but it's a lot to spend, and I think there's other better things that you can get. instead of the C-3PO. But if you want him and you need him for your teams, it's not a bad thing to do. I'm not saying it's wrong, but building the Ewoks and getting that galactic power does it's a price to pay. And you need him for General Skywalker, so if anybody who's going to do that, then you're kind of stuck behind that no matter what you do. All right. I've heard conflicting opinions on the Mando team, and I'm wondering what your opinion is. My opinion is I built the Mando team just enough to get So let's talk about the Mando team in two parts, right? The first part is this Beskar Mando. So the Mandalorian Beskar armor, I did put him at 7 stars, and I was going to wail on this character because I thought he's got to be good, and everything I've seen out of him is just mediocre. So I've kind of parked him. I'll work on him someday. I'm going to build the armor for my Sith Eternal anyway, so I'll do that. And then Bo-Katan, I mean, her testing looked mediocre as well, so I didn't feel like, hey, we just need to go all in and start, working on this Mandalorian team. So I'm kind of in a let's wait and see what happens kind of a mode. I think, again, Bo-Katan is a scoundrel. And I think if you put in Bo-Katan, Canderous, Mandalorian, and Jango Fett, they're all scoundrels. If you put them in a team also with Queel to give scoundrel bonuses, and you did it kind of with 4 Mandalorians, either Bo-Katan lead or Mandalorian Beskar lead, I think you could do something, right? You could do something with that team. I just don't think it's good enough to put aside other projects to work on. So that's kind of how the two-part question is. If you really love this team and you wanted to work on it, would it be worth your time? Potentially. But if you could get Darth Revan instead, if you don't have him, you'd want that. If you didn't have, let's say you wanted to go for a Galactic Legend, all the characters that you work on here and put gear on in Relic are taking away from your next Galactic Legend. So to me, not worth working on right now. If they tickle up some changes on the Mandalorians, or we find out something about Bo-Katan that we didn't know before, then maybe I'd change my mind. Storm, yeah, I'm not going to say that on stream. $5 super chat. Thank you. Thank you for the amazing guides. What's the best 2 teams to make with the 5 Geos for 3v3? So I like to keep Soldier with Poggle, because Soldier gives tenacity down and Poggle gives ability block, and those two together can really stunt a team. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting Sunfac, the Brood Alpha, and Spy together on one team, and then I'm using Dooku to lead the Poggle and the Soldier. I may have mixed that up on this particular Grand Arena. I may have put Soldier with the with the Geos, but generically, I think that's the way you want to do it. Ooh, I got full cleared. Yeah, so here we've got Sunfac, the Spy, and the Brood Alpha. Did I hold him up anywhere? Doesn't look like I even held him up. No, he walked through my whole team. Yikes. Okay, then. We got our work cut out for us over here. But that's how I would divide up the Geos. GBA Spy Soldier. Yeah, I like the Soldier with Poggle just because of the combination. But if you want to save out a taunt for another team, then you would put Sunfac with Dooku, for example, to put a taunt in that team. That's viable too. My ships for fleet are 3 Geos, Silencer, Ahsoka, and 2 Gear 11 Houndstooth. using spy, soldier, silencer as a start, and you get top 10. Do you think Houndstooth would be better as a start? Houndstooth has this inversion point, right? So like Houndstooth is mediocre and it's mediocre and it gets better and then it's just kind of like it's okay. And then all of a sudden, like around gear 11 for Bosk, around 5 or 6 stars for the Houndstooth, it suddenly becomes good. And by the time you get it to 7 stars with a gear 12 Bosk, it becomes like a brick wall. When that's the case, you could put I like Houndstooth with Soldier and Spy as the starting 3, and then you reinforce with Sunfac to get the stun and the second tank. And if they've removed your taunt off of your Houndstooth, then by then they'll have some kind of buffs and Sunfac will get in their way. It does take away from the damage combo with the Spy, but if they do an area effect, then Spy will also put Soldier under stealth, and they can only target your Houndstooth if that's the case. So there's a little bit of synergy there with the way that works. But yeah, you can play around with it, but your Houndstooth has to be big enough to soak some damage before that it makes sense to use that. Found that the Houndstooth at 5-star Houndstooth and Gear 11 Bosk was the tiebreaker. Yeah. And Silencer is such a good ship, but if you've got the Geos, it's hard to fit it in because you need the Geos. Plo is such a good reinforcement for the life back. Things like Houndstooth, Anakin's ship are so good reinforcing the Geos. So the Silencer kind of takes a back seat and goes to your other fleet. What if you have Vulture and Hyena? Vulture and Hyena, for me, if you've got that, then you start out with the Vulture, the Hyena, and the Sunfac, and you reinforce with the Spy and then with the Soldier. Or if you want Houndstooth in that mix too, then you would do like the Hyena Bomber, the Houndstooth, and maybe the Vulture droid like that, and then reinforce with your damaged ships after that. But in that fleet, Houndstooth is better as a reinforcement. You want a lot of Separatists so that you can get all of the assists that you get with their various abilities. So then the Houndstooth becomes like your second reinforcement or something like that. Which tune should I build up next? I'm 1 raid away from Kenobi, but have enough for a 4-star Bosk. Build what the game gives you. I mean, if you've got a Padme team and you want to work on Kenobi, then that's rock solid. If you don't have a Padme team that needs Kenobi right away, then Bosk is definitely worth your effort. So that would be the difference for me. If as soon as you get Kenobi unlocked, he joins Padme and you need to build him up, then that's it. Done deal. All right. Otherwise, it's Bosk. So if we look at our opponent over here in Grand Arena, I feel like I need to play some Grand Arena. He's got some ships. Not too much, but some ships. I feel like I kind of messed up a little bit because I think that even with what I think I should have done, is put my best fleet on defense and forced him to beat my Geos. Because I don't think he had any fleet that could have beat my fleet, and I think my secondary fleet could have beat whatever he put on defense. So I kind of regret not putting my best fleet on defense for this particular Grand Arena. I thought about it. I ended up not doing it. But yeah, I should have done it that way. So he's got both Revens, Geo Brood Alpha at Relic level, Grandmaster Yoda at Relic level. He's got a Wampa. He's got Enfys Nest in here somewhere. Yeah, Gear 11 Enfys Nest. So it is no surprise to me that he cleared. I didn't want to overcommit on defense because I figured if he saved this stuff for offense, he was going to roll through me anyway. I was hoping maybe to hold him in one spot, but doesn't look like I did. All right, so that's what we're up against. We've got to full clear him, and we've got to beat his banners, and he does have a Relic level Geo right here with 2 Zetas on. This Spy is luckily not Gear 12 yet, so there's at least that. The Spy's not too beefy, and then I think he put Soldier in there with him. So these characters I can hurt. This guy is going to be tough. I've got two options. I've got Vader and I've got the troopers. So I think if we look at the troopers, we're at 52,000 galactic power, and we're really going to be relying on Snow Trooper to carry. If we do it with Vader, we're in pretty bad shape there as far as galactic power goes. He's 60, and our Vader team is like 51. So it's about the same. But if we lose that battle, then we've got this Padme team, and it's also 51. And honestly, I think the Padme team may have the best chance against the Geos just because it has some sustain. But my Padme is still so small. She's a tiny little Padme. So that's it. I need your advice, chat. Which do you think I should do? This Trooper team, the Padme team, or the Vader team? What do you think is going to get me the win versus these crazy relic level Geos? I remember an old video about Grand Arena shards, but not exactly. Did I mess up being at 605 galactic power before hitting level 85? No. I mean, you'll, what is it? 11 is under 600. So you'll be in Division 10 for your first Grand Arena, but it's not that big of a deal. There's people that say being at the bottom of 11 is better, or being at the bottom of 10 is better than being at the top of 11. I'd use Vader, use Piet with Vader, go safe and do Vader. Vader is not safe. Vader is not a safe bet, because once the Geos start going, they're just going to tear him in half. My Vader's not relic. My Vader cannot kill his Geo Brood Alpha in one hit. I do not believe I'll be able to take out the Geo Brood Alpha in one hit. And also, I don't have what removes Spy from stealth. So when I do Merciless Massacre, I'm not going to get to hit the Spy. So that's not a... No, I don't have the Red Trooper Zeta. No. Don't have that either. Ignore. Vader will lose. Yeah, I think Vader's not a good bet. I think he'll do good damage, but if I've got to do one and win, I think it's between these two teams. And I think this team has the best chance of killing something. But, this team with the sustain with Padme, has a better chance of coming out of it, with good banners. Take a pre-taunt invader. I have 0 pre-taunts. I don't have a single thing in the game that pre-taunts. Troopers. Say Vader for Traya and Padme for the back wall. Padme. Well, I know my troopers aren't going to do well because we've only got 43 likes. And the troopers typically don't do their best until I hit at least 50 likes on this channel. So, Inquisitors, you need to get out your like sabers. You need to cut that like button in half like it's a Jedi. Smash it, crush it, zap it, whatever you got to do. I know you can do it. You can get it. You can power up these troopers. No troopers until there are 50 likes. That's a rule. Padme, Royal Guard, and Anakin. Royal Guard? I need all Galactic Republic in order to get the bonuses, though. Yeah. I need this Padme team to be just a little better. And troopers are so good in 5v5. In 5v5, there would be absolutely no question. I would take in the troopers. I would steamroll Geos and laugh. But the Geos are so much better in 3v3, and the troopers are so much worse in 3v3 that it's ridiculous. I think the Padme team is the best option. Royal Guard has the health boost, right? Does it help with Padme? Well, we don't want to get rid of the Galactic Republic thing because we need the Galactic Republic tag on Anakin so that he gets his Righteous Fury here. So, where is it? If all allies were Galactic Republic at the start of the battle. So he gets the big damage when somebody's hurt if it's all Galactic Republic. So we got to do this. Make it all Galactic Republic. And that is going to, they're going to attack Padme. She's going to get protection up from her abilities are going to give her protection up. And if she loses enough life, that'll trigger Anakin. But once she's dead, this team is dead. So, I mean, she really needs some more power on her before this team is good. But let's take this in and see what we can do against these Geos. All right, here we go. Attacking Anakin first. So, Ahsoka's down. Wow. That was a very unimpressive damage. All right, let's get up some protection. Zoinks. Okay, do this and get some protection up. Wow. All right, game over. So, now if we throw Vader at it, I don't know. I don't know what we got. Don't know what we got. So that's it. I mean, that battle right there, we've lost the Grand Arena. This is a loss. So how many banners we get doesn't really matter at this point. Should have used troopers. Well, the spy has used his ability. So we can use potentially Stark, Snowtrooper, Veers, or we can use Piet. But they're going to kill Piet super fast. They don't have ability block because they don't have Poggle. So this is it. This is the only other team that we had hope for. It's turn meter loaded. Yeah, well, I mean, I did some damage to him, and I don't want Spy to be in the battle with his execute ready to go. Piet won't add anything. Concede. Stark over Piet, probably. Stop attacking them, try to clear the rest of the board. No, I mean, I have to give this at least one more try. Clearing the rest of the board won't be too hard. I've got Jedi, I've got Vader still. I need to give this one more try. We're gonna go in like this with Stark. Okay. Don't kill Veers first. Okay. They didn't listen. These Geos never listen. Wow, that is a lot of... It's like I'm doing nothing to these guys. Yikes. Yikes. All right. So let's just go through here. What do we need for this? Vader should work. Shouldn't be any problem with Vader, right? The assists with Sith Trooper will trigger Traya. So we could do Jedi. Who do we have for Jedi? Can do that. Maybe Plo is better. So we could do that against Traya. It's less attacks out of turn. All right, so if we're going to hit Nest, we need to hit her hard right away and then leave her alone. So we'll trigger Yoda to go visit Traya. Yeah, let's go for turn meter. Thump. And then spread buffs. And then we'll hit Wampa. And then we'll come over here and hit. Ooh, man, that did nothing. Okay. So Yoda has to be the one to hit Nest. Stun him. All right. Now Yoda can come over here and do damage. Counterattacks for days. Buffs. Because it gives foresight, which is good. Stun. Turn meter. Yikes. All right. Let's see. What do we need to do here? Let's see if we can get that. Whew. Oh, it's like a wet noodle. Yeah, he does. That's true. True. Can this kill Wampa? Or maybe this? He's terrible. He's so bad. He's way down there. A nasty combo. Yeah, I mean, this guy's just, this account has been around for a long time, and he's just babysitting a very few characters to a very high level. So this account is built to win in Grand Arena. That's what he's doing with the account. So can't be too mad at him for that. All right, let's get Taunt up. I am so thankful that this Piet is not with Vader. Phew. Thank goodness. Thank goodness he's not with Vader. I'm doing that just to trigger Nabokov. He's going to flip out. What? Oh, now we've got a Zated Padme back here. So he's got both Revens, Padme, Traya, Wampa, Nest. Who beats this guy? Don't know. Don't know who beats this guy. Other people who are doing, accounts specifically to try to win Grand Arena, I suppose. All right, let's get advantage on everybody. That way we can do that and get a crit. Okay, let's get on in there. Let's see. We can't force. We can't do that. Okay. Well, they've got. Let's see. Let's get in there. Shoot Anakin. Man, I'm just getting steamrolled by everything this guy has. crazy. Crazy good. Project for the week. Zeta Red Trooper and gear him for anti-relic Geos. No, I mean, what I'm doing with my account is I'm building it like a normal person would to play the game. So my focus is going to remain on building characters and teams to beat Conquest, to, do okay in Squad Arena, those kinds of things. So I'm not going to go crazy trying to do well at 3v3s. This guy has built his account. And again, if you wanted me to guess on this guy's account, this account is probably over a year old. Maybe not a year old. But it's got to be close, because he farmed up both Revens. He's got Traya. He's got Zetas everywhere on all these characters. So he's not building anything, right? He just did those characters, and now he's starting with clones. I guess he's going to build a clone team. But he's got nothing in ships. So he's keeping his galactic power in ships way down. Right? 300 and 600 in characters. So he's almost double in characters what he is in ships. So, he's just building this account for Grand Arena. Which again, there's no right or wrong, but that'll help him in other game modes too. So I'm not complaining. His account is built in a certain way. I'm just not patient enough to build it like he's building it. I just want to build an account that, like most normal people would build it. So that means that this Padme team, Anakin's getting his relic, Padme's getting her levels, Geo Brood Alpha, this box of 4 characters right here, that's where it's at. That's who's getting all of my effort and energy for the coming weeks. And we'll get Bosk, and, these other characters will come up whenever they magically get enough gear to tier up. Then I'll gear the lower level characters. But these 4 are who has to be brought up. If Padme was relic, or even gear 12, if Padme was gear 12, I would beat that Geo team. But with her, what was she, like gear 9? Yeah, gear 9. With her at gear 9, it's not enough to stand up to those Geos. And once she died, then Anakin couldn't carry. But her and Ahsoka both need to be better to guarantee that we can win. But then when we go back to 5v5s, it's just going to be troopers, right? The troopers are going to be what kills the Geos all the time. You get Red Trooper on the DL account, and I'll get Beskar Armor or Gas to 13. I can't stand either of them. Yeah. It looks like they may have a collector account. Yeah, in order to collect up enough guild event tokens to have a 7-star Wampa like that, that takes a while. That's 6-7 months at least. So good on him for having the patience to build his account that way. Roxy Bro, deploy the likes. Hey, thanks a lot for that, man. That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Okay. Could I do the Wat Tambor mission with a Gear 12 spy and GBA and Gear 10 or 11 on the rest? No, you may not. There's a requirement for the Wat mission that all characters have to be 16,500 galactic power to enter the event. And you need them all. So if you can find a way to have your Geos at Gear 10 and get to 16,500 galactic power, that would be phenomenal. And I would like to see that so I can share it with other people. You can with Brood Alpha because he has a couple Zetas and that boosts his galactic power, but he's exactly the character that you would not want to leave at a low gear level. So no, for Wat, you pretty much have to have Gear 12 Geos and then, a relic somewhere in the team, usually Brood Alpha, partly to make him bigger, tougher, faster, stronger, but also to give him that extra 20 speed, which makes a huge difference in those territory battles. How many Zetas do I have on the account? 7, I think. I think 7. So we've got Vader, Geo, Padme. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I've got 7 Zetas in this account. And you got to remember, I got one of those Zetas for free with the Thanksgiving giveaway. So, and I literally unlocked Zetas at level 78, and I've spent a bunch of fleet currency here to get Zetas. So I've pushed myself to get Zetas, and I've got enough for one more, and that'll probably go on Anakin as we continue to try to build this Padme team up. So yeah, I don't know how much harder I could have pushed for Zetas, but I've earned 6 and gotten 1 for free. All right. I get Watt with a Relic 4 GBA and Gear 12 Geos. It's very safe, and I never get to a point where I'm close to losing. Yeah, as long as you can spread your ability blocks on that final combat. That's every now and then, once out of 5 TBs, I'll fail to get an ability block on anybody. And, I think there's usually like 2 characters there that do area effect. And I if you don't get ability block on those characters and one of them does a big AoE, man, that's hard to come back from. Hard to come back from. With low gear, bad RNG can make you, yeah, it can go quickly. All right. So that was kind of a very disappointing Grand Arena there. Not the most entertaining thing. Got a couple more questions I'll try to answer then before we go into the next stuff. Somebody said in your gear video, this is good information, but they're having some trouble figuring out how much energy to spend and how many hard nodes to farm. So here's again, this is just kind of my rule of thumb. You always want to have 2 hard nodes under farm, always. So whatever 2 things that you want to work on the most, those things need to be farmed every day as you're working on shards. Whether it's a ship or a character or whatever, 2 nodes is kind of the minimum. And that gives you kind of a half and half split if you're doing no refreshes at all. If you're doing any refreshes, you can add a 3rd node. I like a 3rd node, especially if it's a character that has double characters on the same shard, or if it has like Carbantes or a premium piece of gear. So like this node, if you look at that, it's got 2 characters and Carbantes. If this is the 3rd hard node that you're farming, that's at that point it's barely even a hard node. It's 2 characters. If Snowtroopers at 7 stars, that's for the shard shop. These Mark 6 syringes you'll need in different places. And that at low levels, this is a sticky point for low level characters. So like this node right here, this is almost a farming node. You can farm that as your 3rd node, and you're getting gear at the same time. The Wicket's the same way. If you farm Wicket, he has stun guns and this piece of gear, which is not terribly rare, but you need them. So that's also a node where you say, okay, I could add that easily as a 3rd node. If you want to go with a 4th node, which I'm doing on my Loquitur account right now, I think you should only do a 4th node if you're really pretty much getting 3 energy refreshes every day reliably. If you're not doing all 3 of your 50 cost energy refreshes on your regular energy, then I would not do a 4th node. If you're trying to do more than 4 nodes in a day, then you are definitely spending too much energy on hard nodes. In terms of the gear farming itself, what should I farm? What's the best thing to do? There's 3 pieces of gear: Carbantes, stun guns, and stun cuffs that are always a bottleneck for every account, everywhere, forever. So if you've got those characters or those things to farm, you can always farm them. The back to gels, like if you need something to farm, just like on dark side day, you want to farm a dark side node, hit this node up. These can be used as a scavenger. These you can use on all kinds of characters. This is another one of those things that you don't need a ton of, but you'll need some of. But that cybernetics is huge. Man, I'm misclicking all over. If you come in here to the scavenger and you need these electrium conductors, having a lot of extra of this is what's going to make you your electrium conductors, right? That's going to get you your Relic 6, Relic 7 tiers. So that you want to hit that node early and often. Way too many hard nodes. Never do more than 2 or 3. Yeah, I agree. 2 or 3 is the right number. But like I said, if you're farming a node that's really got a lot of characters and gear, it's not so bad to add that as an additional node. You can get away with that. I count the dark side 8B Hyena Bomber as a farm node too. Hyena Bomber has what, IG 86 on it or something like that. I should have that marked somewhere, right? Yeah, it's this one. So this could be a farm. No, that's Vulture Droid. Okay. Must be here. With this. Yeah. So there you go. It's got Mark 4 stun cuffs and 2 ships on it. So that again is a node where you're getting enough stuff that you could call it a farm node. I do 5, but all of them have either stun guns, Carbantes, or stun cuffs. No, the bomber, it has stun cuffs. I thought you were talking about Hyena Bomber. Are you talking about the Imperial Bomber? Yeah, Hyena has the consular ship. How do you manage credits? I'm always credit poor. I believe that my credit balance is mostly due to the way that I farm. And, it's in my farming guide, but I really focus a lot on farming all of the higher nodes. And, a node like this gives you pretty good money for every time that you farm it. And if you go crazy farming this, as opposed to something that's down here on like 6 or 7, the amount of extra money that you get is really significant. So what you want to do, farm the higher nodes, get that stuff. That helps you get money. And then when you do mods, do them in a bundle and don't spend money on bad mods. That's another thing that gets you a ton of credit. I mean, if you end up taking mods that are mediocre and you say, okay, well, this mod's not bad. Let me see if I can, slice it up and make it better. So you get these gray mods, right? And you're like, okay, well, I want to find out if this gray mod could be better. So you come in here and you're like, okay, I'm gonna slice this mod to see if I can get more tenacity or more whatever. Or you get a speed mod like this with 5 speed, and you say, okay, I'm gonna slice that. Every mod like this, it's got protection, health, it's got garbage stats. Look at these garbage stats, right? If you take that to 15, that's going to be, 162,000 credits. And then you slice it and you waste more credits, and then this mod turns out to be bad, then, that's on you. So what you do with these mods is you hit the sell button and you get rid of them. And you don't invest anything more in them. You'll feel the plateau, I promise you. You do catch up on credits at some point, but even at 4.6 million galactic power or whatever I'm at on Allura here, you still end up buying from the mod store. They have good mods in here, and you'll find them where some gold mod that you want that has good speed sub. And I probably like this. It's not a great mod. It doesn't have a lot of offense stats. If it had a couple more good stats there, I would buy that. So you still spend a lot of credits trying to keep up with the game. But, so yeah, I mean, you never really get to a point where you feel like you're rich. At least I don't. I spend it as fast as I get it. Oh, talking to Arva? All right. But it's still true. I mean, at some point, leveling characters is a lot less of a problem, right? And you do, like, I've got, 86 million credits in the bank. And I like to see this number up over 100, but, you level up a few characters and you get it back over time. But the credit crunch does relieve itself. But the key is you can't waste credits. Even to the extent that I hate changing mods. Like, you go into a character and you swap out their mods and it costs you credits. Man, I leave mods on characters for a long time until I really feel the need to replace them. Like, Dooku had like 4-dot garbage mods on him until last week. So he had like 21 weeks worth of just sitting there with garbage mods, mainly because I didn't want to spend money to level up mods and change them out. But that's how you conserve your cash. There was a question on how I prioritize game modes, whether it's Squad Arena, Conquest, the events, things like that. And the answer to that is complicated, yet simple at the same time. I'm not focusing on any particular game mode. What I'm trying to do is build one really good big team for offense, one good really big team for defense. And by doing that, I'm going to get Geos that'll help me in the territory battles. I'll get Geos to be on defense. I'll get that Geos for fleet. So by doing that one thing, I get a whole lot of game modes. I'm prioritizing Anakin as my big offense. And the troopers are going to be an offense, but they're kind of a specialized offense. But Padme is going to be that generic offense that's going to beat the conquest modes. It's going to beat something in the galactic challenges. So just by picking some very good teams and focusing your efforts on things that are known to be good teams, you'll succeed in those other game modes. So it's not necessarily that you'd say, okay, I prioritize conquest. I prioritize having two really big, strong teams, and that's going to get me conquest. That's kind of how I think of it. All right. How do you apply for an account review? Hey, we've got a wonderful Discord channel. So I linked the Discord in pretty much every video description. Jump on over there on Discord. There's a channel for it. You fill out a little form, and you put yourself in the running for an account review. If you want me to look at it, it might take a while to get to you. If you want just anybody to look at your account and give you some advice, let us know in that form, and the Dark Council can point you in the right direction. If you just have one or two specific questions, don't look for an account review. Just throw it up there in the chat and ask the question, and somebody will get back with you and help you out. Okay. So we could do an account review. Have we done an account review on Coltaine before? That's a name that I've seen. Actually, I think he asked a question today, so maybe he's in this live stream. We could potentially give him an account review. Try to get that set up over here. What are we looking at for stats? 1.8 million galactic power. Vader says, I don't believe so. Okay. Good. All right. Just want to make sure I'm not overlapping with the Dark Council. So what we've got here, we've got the galactic power about 1.9. We've got characters at 1.1 and ships at about 8. So 8 to 12 would be that 40% ratio that I'm looking for. So this is real close to what I would hope for. Fleet battles 1. Let's just take a cruise down through here. Kyber in Division 7. There you go. Nice. We always like to see that people have been able to get Kyber. He is a sharpshooter, so that's saying something. All right, so if we look at fleet, we've got the Galactic Republic going here with the Jedi and Houndstooth. That's good. We've got Vader up and coming with the TIE Advanced. We've got the Ghost and the Phantom, some other ships in the middle here. Got a pilotless Vulture droid. Got some stuff. Is this a hyperdrive account then? I think with those ships, I think we see a hyperdrive account here. So we've got the Chimera going, the Executrix, and Home 1. And have we invested in all 3 of these? Yeah. So if you're going to invest in a capital ship after the hyperdrive bundle, you don't have to pick Executrix because you can have other capital ships and still have the Zeta Materials Challenge unlocked, at least at first. You can leave this at relatively low level. You can leave it at level 1 and 6 stars and do the next level of the challenge to get the tier 4 unlocked if you want to use Chimera. If you're already building the Executrix, I find it hard to justify building a Chimera. It's good, but it's not different enough from the Executrix that would justify building a whole capital ship. But that's just me. So we've got a good fleet and some backup fleets, so that's okay. Over here in characters, we've got Anakin, Ahsoka, Padme, 2 Zetas up and coming. We've got Bosk. That looks like his current relic project is Bosk. He's got 2 pieces left to go there. We got Jedi with, must be a Revan around here somewhere, right? We've got Bindo, Bastila. Where's the Revan? Am I missing that Revan? What else do we need for the Revan? Maybe, yeah, I feel like with those characters that well developed, there must be a Revan here that I'm just not seeing. Okay, we don't have a Revan yet. All right, but for sure, if it's the case that we don't have a Revan, that needs to be one of our next projects. Because that character is way too good, and you've already got a couple of the key parts of that team. You've got the Yoda unlocked and going. So we just need to finish out the, mission and Zalbar and T3, I think, for this. But I would definitely make that a project to get that going. All right, let's take a look at Vader real quick here. Maxed out, calling Merciless Massacre Zeta. Kind of low on mods. Nabokov says, gotta head out, get a win in the big leagues. All right, see you later. All right. Cool. Hey, Griff or somebody, you want to drop into Discord real quick and send a note to Coltaine that we're taking a look at his account in case he's not in here? Maybe he can join us. I would appreciate it. All right, Padme is the fastest character at 262. Whoa, I need my alarm. I need the Sector 5 alarm. Sector 5 is mods, and I think this account needs mod help. That is not an impressive speed. And knowing that he's already 6-dotted some of these mods, that's a good mod to 6-dot though. That's okay. Yeah, I wouldn't 6-dot a mod with only 2 speed upgrades like this. You wanna hit the ones that got 3 or 4 at least. Yeah, this mod is not very good. And this definitely needs to be. So you need a ton more speed. You need to farm. You need to actually go farm health mods for a while so that you can get health mods with speed substats for this character. Bosk has some defense and some speed. 254. Yeah, I feel for 1.8 million, 1.9 million galactic power, these characters, you need to have a row of characters that are 280 and above. Like Bosk 287, Padme 302, Jedi Knight Anakin if he wants to be fast. Vader at like 260. Rex needs to be a fast character, but Yoda's easy to make fast. So while you don't have teams that need, like, clones need Rex specifically to be fast. But if you don't have that team up and running very well yet, making Grandmaster Yoda fast is easy. So, put your Grandmaster Yoda out. Yikes, 211. Oof. Yeah, Yoda wants to be up like 270, 290, 305. High speed Yoda is good. All right, so what else we got here? Let's look at Anakin's mods. Potency on the cross, thank you. I'll take that as a small victory. Crit damage with more crit damage, crit chance, crit damage sets, and a speed. So if you're going to go crit chance and crit damage on a character like this, Anakin gets triggered for his extra turn, I would probably make this an offense arrow to give him more offense, because you've given him all kinds of crit damage and extra crit chance, and just putting some extra offense on this guy is going to make a big difference. So one, offense arrow is probably going to put another 600 or 700 damage on him, which is going to be about 10 to 12% more damage that he'll do every time he goes. And slowing him down isn't that bad because he's going to get his extra turns with this ability anyway. So that's what I would probably do with that Anakin. I would probably make him into a gigantic hammer. Anakin is good one of two ways. Either make him real fast so that he goes right away, and then if his ability for an extra turn triggers, he gets to go again, or make him really slow so that every trigger gets him a free turn. I think that both of those are viable ways to build this Anakin. John Smith says, I'm 1.9 million and never seen a 300 speed tune in Grand Arena. What I'm trying to say is that if you have more speed than your opponents, it gives you such a huge advantage in this game. You have to start with mods early. You have to get speed mods with speed subs. You have to just push for that to happen. And once you have that, you may not see a 300 speed character in Grand Arena, but when you do, and you're faster than it, you win. And that's, if I just go into my squad arena shard here, and I just look at characters in the squad arena, this arena is as old as my account, which is like, what, five months old? And there's characters all over the place in here that are close to 300 speed. This Vader's 237. There's a Vader in here that's like 287 speed that I can't beat, because with the extra bonuses and stuff like that, he ends up, faster than me. 240. So I'm not picking good examples, but in my squad shard, there's plenty of characters that are already that fast. And once you start running into those characters, and if you're behind on speed mods and you don't have those fast characters, it'll be a struggle. I almost always outrun my opponents. If it's working for you, that's good. But I don't know any high level player that would recommend that mediocre speed is good. Every high level player you ever talk to is going to say speed is God in this game, and if you don't work on speed, if you don't have good speed, eventually you're left behind. If I look at my account, I haven't looked. I don't even know. So let's take a look here. We've got this spy at 287. It's plus 140 speed. So if this set was on a character, the spy is very slow. So if this set was on a normal character, that would be my one set right now that would put me over 300. 286. So already, less than half of his galactic power and I've got characters that are, you know, as fast or faster than his. So that's, I don't think that's a good situation to be in. So, I mean, my first bit of advice for that account is, you know, get in there every day and just farm the heck out of those mods. Figure out, you know, a strategy for your mods. Watch my mod video, watch another mod video. The best thing we can do for this account right now is to just make, you know, take the mods to the next level. As far as projects go, definitely work on the Revan. I see Grievous, clones. I definitely wouldn't start more things. I would stick with what you've already got and what you're working on. I would work through Jedi Knight Revan. I would work through your clone team. Get 5s, you know, built up big. Keep working on these other clones a little bit. Get that clone team up and running. And then you got to go to the dark side because you're going to have a lot of light side stuff over here. So you're going to need to figure out a Vader team or, you know, Darth Revan or something like that you want to go for on the dark side when you're done. Darth Vader says, I know smaller accounts with Darth Revans and JKRs with 300 plus speeds. 250 speed at 2 million is not good. 280 at 2 million is decent, but not great either. Darth Loquitur, if you don't have speed mods or mods in general, you typically are running in a guild like mine. If you don't have speed mods or mods in general. You typically are running, or do you mean aren't running? I'm not sure I understand your comment, Vader. Maybe that's a typo, but yeah, I mean, I think speed is definitely something that you've got to pay attention to. I'm going on and on about it. I'll just shut up about it now. But you know, you can do your own research. There's plenty of information. Yeah, aren't. Yeah, you aren't in a guild like his at 323. That's what I thought you meant to say. So that's the truth of it. You know, you've got to get those speed mods. You got to get there. It's not bad advice. Okay, let's have a look at Grand Arena over here on my main account. Okay, thanks, Vader. He fixed his comment. Cool. So in my Division 1 Grand Arena, we had a photocopied Ghost. So we took a look at his account, and he's got a lot of fleet, a lot of characters. Once again, I'm fighting somebody with over 1 million galactic power advantage on me. I'm mostly in characters. So I keep facing this, and it's disturbing. There's not much I can do about it. So a lot of ships, a lot of high-quality ships. He's got the Radis fleet, which can be painful to get through. He's got a bunch of different fleets. Negotiator and Radis are the biggest threats. He doesn't have a Malevolence yet, but plenty of ships to threaten me. We got the Galactic Legend Rey in here. We've got General Skywalker, Revan, Jedi Training Rey, Padme, Revan, Commander Luke. So it's just a laundry list of all kinds of good characters and just row after row after row of relics. And then just relics everywhere. And then Gear 12s everywhere. So this guy's just got a thick roster. Tons of stuff to throw at 3v3. If anything does hold on my side, he can just, throw 17 Gear 12 teams at it. So I'm really outgunned in this battle, but it's okay. We've been in that situation a couple times already, and we've managed to pull through and win. So we'll take a look. Full clear for 1102 banners. That means I must have got at least a hold or two somewhere, right? So let's take a look. No holds yet. No holds yet. No holds at all anywhere. Yikes. All right. 2450. I didn't even get a single hold. I thought you could get like 2600 on this. So I felt like I might have got a hold somewhere. So does anybody know in Grand Arena Division 1 is this a great score? Don't know. All right, we got some Geos here. Probably nest that. We've got Dooku. We've got this Newt team with the Django. That's pretty dangerous. And a Brood Alpha. But it's not a Relic Brood Alpha, so we can probably deal with this. That damage immunity Django is annoying, though. Over here, we've got some Night Sisters. It's not the team with the Trick Stealth. We've got Rebel team of some kind here. We've got Grievous. Probably revving that. We've got Mon Mothma. I feel like I've got quite a bit that could beat that, but maybe I'll Treya it just to be safe. So we've got stuff to work through, but I think we got plenty of tools in the toolbox. I think we have to start over here. Nest. How can you lose 152 banners with everything first try? 162 even. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it looks like I should have had a hold. Maybe there's something I just don't understand. So let's get in here and nest this. This shouldn't be too bad. We'll stun everybody. Ooh, that spy's out in the open now. Make quick work of this. May not be the best use of nest in the world, but, you know, I'll take a 55 banner win right out the gate. That's kind of a sure thing. All right, Dooku's going to put those guys under stealth. I could CLS this team. Does anybody feel like I really need to save my CLS team for something else? Or can we just blow through them with this? What do you all think? Commander Luke? And if we do, who should we shoot? Droideka? Or probably Dooku, right? Just shoot Dooku and see if we could take him off the map. Was the Dooku not Relic? The Dooku's not Relic. We might be able to kill the Dooku in one hit. What do you guys think of the CLS here? Go with CLS? I see some votes to go with CLS. Droideka, stun the Droideka. Okay. Then he'll be under stealth and I'll have to deal with the Magna Guard though. Take out Dooku first. Applies healing immunity and tenacity down, which can be dangerous. Yeah, I think I can. I really think I can just shoot first and shoot Dooku and be done with it. Need to stun Droideka first and then go in on Dooku. Probably put his CLS in the back wall. We'll see. I mean, the other thing I could do is I could bring in the Mon Mothma team. It takes a while, but it would hold up. Chewie can dispel. Yeah, let's get on in there. Let's target Dooku first. See if we can just... Oh, well, that's embarrassing. Nice. All right. Stun this Magna Guard too. Going well so far. Oh, he's stealing banners. Don't steal banners. That's not funny. He's going to steal a lot of banners. He's going to do his area effect if I don't get him stunned again. No love on the stuns. All right, 53. Lost 1 banner on that. Han failed to stun. Bench him. He definitely got Dooku, though, right? The great Sith Lord, one shot by a scoundrel. Yeah, he definitely was taken out in a hurry by the scoundrel. All right. Newt is like super annoying, so we can't sleep on the Newt. But I don't want to bring in too much. What do we think? Maybe clone team? Want to do a clone team? Do my clone bomb. Just use a less exciting team. Get on in there. Kill them. A good modded Droideka and Magna Guard can mess you up. Yeah. Yes, it can. Why don't you use CLS with other rebels in 3v3? He's such a good leader. Yeah, I mean, I could. Except my CLS is like not very well built. So he's just a Gear 12 character with no Zetas at this point. So he's not the greatest leader for other characters. So, all right, I think this is good. 5s will die. We'll go fast. We'll kill all of his stuff. He doesn't have the... Wow, he doesn't have the trooper right away. That's interesting. I didn't realize that he didn't have the brute. Didn't start with a brute. Okay, now we got a brute. Pay the taxes. Gotta pay your taxes, unfortunately. Okay. 5s is about to die very soon. Alright, now 5s is dead. Except I have to get around this brute first. Let's do this, which opens him up. I could probably kill him in one shot. No, dang. Brutal. How is Newt taking damage? Newt's not supposed to be able to take a beating. Alright, get a Newt out of there once. I'm sure Django is done with his damage immunity by now, right? Yeah, okay. He can go away once. He can go away twice. Man, Newt, quit it. Stop with the Newts. We do not want to pay taxes. All right. Not a beautiful win, but we threw off a low galactic power team, and we get to see what's on the back wall. Hey. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. So what do we do here? This is a trooper, right? This is a... We can do the troopers here, but with Gideon, right? Rose Tico. Use Padme against Jedi training Rey. I could probably do that. Do I need Padme somewhere else? Do I need Padme somewhere else? Now, this I should be able to Revan. These others I should be able to get to. So I can use Padme back there. Padme with Kenobi. Okay. Traya would be good to use against JTR. I don't know. I don't know about Traya versus JTR. That doesn't seem great. All right, let's get in there and take this team. Take care of this. Secret intel. Very secret. All right, let's go for courage right away. And let's go for a SWAT right away. Get rid of some of those foresight buffs. Get rid of some of those opposing characters. Feels like this is going well. Shoot him. Dodge. Courage up again. All right. Let's see what we got here. Take off his buffs and kill him. Traya isolate BB-8 and it's game over. Yeah, I want to Traya that Mon Mothma team, though. I don't want to mess around with that Mon Mothma team. All right, who's more dangerous here? We've got these guys with a resistance Chewie. So if I kill him, resistance Chewie will go off. This seems like a not too dangerous of a team. He's got offense and potency. So they're pretty mediocre. I think we can come back to them in a minute, right? What do we want to do with Night Sisters? I think that's an important question we have to answer. And this Rolo team. Does Rolo have anything that stops turn meter? They gain turn meter. Turn meter, turn meter. Whenever she resists a debuff, gains turn meter, stacking offense. Okay, so I think this could be a trooper thing, right? Could be a trooper thing. Or it could be a Vader thing, but debuffs are going to drive that team, so I don't know if we want to do that. Newt or Django on the Night Sisters. Vader with Watt against the Night Sisters. Use troopers against Tico. She's too OP. Well, let's do this one because I think that one's pretty straightforward, right? We can pick something like this and just go in and get her done. Rolo doesn't have anything that blocks turn meter. Super easy trooper team. Now this is like a Gear 12 Grievous. So I feel like we could just mark him and just kind of go ham on him, right? There's not much that they can really do. Well, maybe there is. All right, let's take that. Let's get some buffs going. All right. Pass this around to Jolie. Then he can attack this and get some stacks down. All right, and we just keep working on getting rid of stacks, Tap him to get rid of stacks. Attack with him to get rid of stacks. Okay, we'll just do buffs. Oh no, we got, that was stupid. We got buff immunity on everybody. That was a waste. Foolish Loquitur. Okay. Oh, that's it for him. We'll just finish him off and be done with it. We'll hit this guy. Pass it around to nobody. We're not going to do that. We're going to do this instead. Trigger Yoda. Make sure that everybody gets some health back or protection up, I guess. All right, how'd we do? 51 banners. Binds all things. Maybe I should use Hermit Yoda in that comp instead. Save my Yoda for something else. So this I could trooper. And I don't even think I need Gideon, right? Do I even need Gideon in that? Or do I just go with the 3 officers like this and wreck them? I don't need Gideon somewhere else. And I might need Piet somewhere else. So I can just do that. And that should be plenty. Save troopers for Rose. Oh no. We gotta use troopers to kill rebels. Okay. So let's go ahead and steal their turn meter. Get some stuff. Carve his armor in half. Oh, dodge. I do not want your resurrect, sir. All right, let's get over here on Leia. Let's kill her before she can stealth. And then we'll have Rolo roll over and play dead. Seems good. 54 banners. At Darth Loquitur, tell me why your CLS nor Chewie have Zetas on them. Well, I don't have infinite Zetas. That's why. I've Zeted as many characters as I can. They will have Zetas on them someday. I'm saving up Zetas right now for my Sith Eternal Emperor. So I've got 4 in the bank already. And close to 5. And I'll have my 6th one before I get the Sith Eternal Ultimate anyway, so we're in good shape there. So, yeah, and I'll Zeta those characters when I get Zetas for them. It's just a matter of all of the other Zetas that I need. That's really it. I just need a lot of stuff. All right, Triumvirate. Do we want to back off on the Triumvirate or just go this way? I feel like we could almost just do this. Underman it and try to pick up an extra banner. Right? Because once Scion goes, he'll debuff them. They'll kill themselves on Traya. And we can kill them with Darth Scion. Wail harder. I can't wail any harder, man. You can't wail Zetas. At least I'm not going to. They value Zetas at like $20 per piece or something. It's ridiculous what they want for Zetas in this game. So I do not spend money on Zetas for sure. All right, let's isolate Wedge. All right, kill yourselves. Kill yourselves faster, please. All right, take that, Wedge. More assists, more assists, more assists. Go, go. Held by hatred. Fine, I'll just do this and then I'll kill you one by one. All right, we didn't get that on anybody. That's awesome. All right, let's keep going on Wedge. All right, 52 banners. When isolated, Wedge will not assist so he doesn't lose health by attacking out of turn. That's fine. I'd rather just not have him attacking out of turn. Worked out just peachy. Hey, boss, can I get a raise? I need some Zetas. That would be an awkward and fun conversation. What's a Zeta, son? All right, these bounty hunters look good against troopers. Or Night Sisters, I mean. So I like that. We'll do that. Duck under stealth. Stun on basic. Or just kill on basic. All right. Oh, I definitely should have done that to Mother Talzin. It's all good, though. We're getting there. We're getting there. Death number 1. Death number 2. And then... How do we not have the contract yet? Strange. Strange that we don't have a contract yet. Get rid of that. Get rid of her. Ugh, ugly. I had a unit that was full protection but not full health. That's funny. Plot twist would be that your boss wants an account review. That would be a plot twist. All right, so there's the unusual thing that happened. He didn't place fleets. So how does that work then? I got 186 banners. Do I automatically get the wins for that too? I think, right? Feels like I do. Okay, Rose, don't feel that threatened by either one of these teams. I feel more threatened by this clone team than I do by Relic Rose Tico. That's sad. Okay, let's take a look at this. I got Mon Mothma, Vader, some mix and match teams left. So where does Mon Mothma fit best? Is this Rex? Echo? So here we could Mon Mothma this. Vader here. And then something down here. This is an easy Mon Mothma too. So let's Vader this. And how do we want to do that? What's Piet's lead? Offense potency. Light side enemies have minus tenacity and speed. All right. Let's do Piet with Vader. Because somebody keeps telling me that that's good. All right. All right, so yes, that definitely, there was a goofy score there, and we ended up figuring out why. All right, so let's do this on him. And we'll hit Rose. And then we'll try to cull the big shaggy guy. Put ability block on him. Yeah, we'll do area effect because we can. Hit him again. Hit him again. Oh, I love calling Vader to assist. That is fun stuff. It does take a year and a half to get back around to his merciless massacre like this, though. Yikes. All right. Get that. Get him. Good job. You need Piet Zeta. I've got Piet Zeta. I know Piet has another Zeta, but it's the same as I was just saying. I don't have Zetas. I don't have any more Zetas to hand out. And the only really controversial Zeta that I did was probably my K2SO. That's probably the only Zeta that people would say is wasted. I don't even have a Zeta on Palpatine. Look at that. Zeta-free Palpatine. Okay, we could do a Sith team somewhere. Right, so we could do like a... let's take these clones and let's do Palpatine. Come on, get out of there. Him and Thrawn. Empire and Sith allies, right? So This against clones. Seems good. You mentioned Arnold in a Loquitur stream. This is treason. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. I respect that everyone should get out there, watch all kinds of different things, get all different kinds of points of view to help them make better decisions, and also so that they know when they come to my stream what high quality information they're getting. All right. Quit shooting my Emperor, or he'll zap you in the face. Zap. All right, get him. Zappy, zappy. Yeah, let's just do that to him. Get rid of him. Keep on zapping. Who is Arnold? Cool. All right, and that leaves Mon Mothma here. So let's look at our score real quick, right? So we're, yeah, for sure. As long as we beat this team, we're going to win. We're going to win if we beat this team. All right, we'll take in my goofy Mon Mothma team here, which again is another one of those teams that I love in 5v5 and has proven to be just not that big of a deal in 3v3. It's too easy to get through. I do love my K2SO though. Look at him. They've hit him like 4 times. Can't even tell that he's taking damage. Look at that. Relic level characters hitting this K2. Come on. Show me some relic level damage here, boys. Show it to me. Where's your relic? This thing is a DODGEBOT today. He's just straight up DODGEBOT. He's like, I take no hits. All right. There we go. 2677. So what it must have done is it must have given us max banners for a full ship. So like 63 banners or 64 banners or whatever it is for a full fleet. 2 wins and the sector. So I think that's what it does. It must have given me. I don't think it gave me 72 banner wins. Did it? I can't calculate that fast. But yeah, it put me over by 227, which is a lot. It's the whole zone back here. All right, so 5 wins, no losses on my main account for this Grand Arena. That's fabulous. It gives you 72 banners if no ship is placed. 72 banners. Okay. Wow. Awesome. Iago and Sede. Can you look at my account? No, I've got a whole bunch of people in the queue ahead of you. So I would like to, respect the order that people asked for it, or, for people that have done something in the channel and earn it. So get on over to Discord and apply for an account review. That's the best way to get that going on over there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a couple hours on stream now. I think got to talk about some good stuff, got to take a look at an account, got to snoop around in other people's business, and do a couple grand arenas. Luckily, the Division 1 was fun. The Darth Loquitur account just got put up against an opponent and got stomped, so that was not fun. But, hey, those are the kinds of things that happen, and we'll have to hope for some better matchups in the next round. All right. Thank you all very much for watching. Like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel to watch more of my videos in the future. I'll see you in the next holocron.